This is Jeep Talk with Damon Viola.
Welcome to Jeep Talk. Well, we've made some progress. We now have the tub and the fenders fitted, mostly just to check the alignment of the tub to the frame. And it all looks pretty good, with two exceptions. And that's the brackets that are mounted to the toe board gussets. Well, they bolt to holes in the side of the frame, and for some reason they're off about a ½ inch. So I'm not sure what's causing that, especially since I didn't disturb those, and they fit when I removed the tub originally. So I'm going to have to deal with that. But all in all, things fit pretty well, especially since the front floor and the rear floor are reproduction. And when you use reproduction parts, you never know how well things are going to fit. So now I can remove the tub and go ahead and do all the finish work on it and get it painted. And then I'll be able to reinstall it when the time comes and know that it'll fit properly. I want to talk a little bit about the process of restoration and preservation of military Jeeps. They can be acquired in all levels of repair or disrepair, from completely untouched original barn finds to heavily modified rock crawlers, and everything in between. Okay, so you just brought home your new acquisition and now you find yourself faced with choices you need to make. These choices will be based on a variety of factors, such as the rarity of the specific model, the current state it's in, modifications that need to be corrected, whether or not you want all original or reproduction parts, the skills required to do the work, and the desired goal and use of the vehicle, just to name a few. The one item not mentioned perhaps is the most important one, as it can influence the other choices you make, and that is your budget. Restoration work can be very expensive. These vehicles are getting on in years, and with original parts drying up, you'll find their prices will be in line with the scarcity of the item. Labor costs as well are not what they used to be, especially for jobs that most restorers cannot do, like engine machine work. If you're just trying to get or keep your Jeep in running condition, you should be able to do that without too much of an impact on your finances. But if you're going for that 100-point all-original factory class restoration, be prepared to put out a substantial amount of money and labor. I would say that for the majority of us, we have to strike a balance on what we'd like to do and what we can do. Another factor to consider is, what is the intended use? If you want that 100-point show winner, then most likely you'll not be driving it much, as it won't stay a 100-point Jeep for long if you do. If you want something that is more or less complete and original, even if it has a mix of Ford and Willys parts, and something you can drive on or off-road, then a motor pool level Jeep would be a better choice. On the lower end of the spectrum would be a parts Jeep, one that was cobbled together with whatever is available, including CJ and aftermarket parts. These Jeeps are popular with reenactors as they're not as expensive and can be used with less concern of damage than with a more original vehicle. So-called replica Jeeps are ones that may have some original parts, but typically all or most of the body panels are reproduction components. Oftentimes these are the result of the factory sheet metal being too far gone to save, or the owner does not have the necessary skills or resources to do the repair work. The end result will be a nice and straight looking Jeep, but the downside is that the overall value of the finished project will be substantially less than one with original body parts. On a personal note, I've decided to complete the restoration of my 43 Ford GPW as a higher end motor pool rather than a factory class vehicle. Some factors contributing to this decision are budget and time constraints, has a later engine, not numbers matching, use of reproduction parts, and I plan on driving it. So in conclusion, there are endless ways to go about taking whatever you started with and turning it into whatever you want it to be. Bottom line is that while it can be a lot of work and a fair amount of frustration, it will be a journey well worth taking. I wish you the best of luck on all your current and future projects. For Jeep Talk, I'm Damon Viola. Thanks for watching.